The reality TV world is reeling tonight after a shocking clash between Lil Scrappy and Bambi came to light. So intense it has left fans stunned and the hip-hop scene shaken. What started as a private dispute behind closed doors erupted into a major controversy following the leak of startling details from a chaotic night that shattered their already strained relationship. Insiders close to the pair reveal this wasn't just a typical spat. It was raw, emotional, and deeply personal. There was shouting, broken trust, and a moment so charged that even those present were left rattled. Fans are in disbelief, wondering how things unraveled so fast between a couple once thought to be unshakable. Emotions surged as tempers boiled, accusations were hurled, and their bond collapsed in front of shocked onlookers. Now everyone is asking, what really went down between Lil Scrappy and Bambi? What was said, who went too far? And is there any chance of reconciliation after such a public and painful fallout? The betrayal, the heartache, and the aftermath have the entire industry buzzing, with many saying they can't believe what actually happened that night. It all began on what seemed like a normal afternoon, but no one could have predicted it would spiral into one of the most talked about dramas in recent times. Lil Scrappy and Bambi had been navigating a rough patch for months, yet few foresaw the storm about to break. The tension between them had been brewing just under the surface, growing like a pressure cooker ready to burst, and when it finally did, it rocked their entire world. According to sources close to the situation, things escalated after a heated disagreement over Scrappy's recent behavior. Bambi felt he was growing distant, emotionally unavailable, distracted, and spending too much time away from home. She suspected something, or perhaps someone was pulling his focus elsewhere. Scrappy, on the other hand, felt constantly nagged and accused, saying he was fed up with walking on eggshells in his own house. When he tried to defend himself, the tension only worsened. That evening, Scrappy returned home after being out all day. Bambi was waiting, arms folded and her expression icy. She questioned him about where he had been, and his casual response, that he was just with friends, only fueled her suspicions. The atmosphere shifted instantly. Voices rose, and what began as a simple conversation turned into a full-blown screaming match. Neighbors later reported hearing shouts from inside the home, though the true intensity wasn't clear until details emerged. "You don't respect me," Bambi reportedly yelled, according to a source close to the couple. "You don't even care about this family anymore." Scrappy shot back, accusing her of always assuming the worst. "You think I'm always up to something. I can't even breathe without you checking my phone or interrogating me." But this time it wasn't just words. Things took a darker turn when Scrappy, in a fit of rage, slammed his hand against the wall, narrowly missing a framed photo from their wedding day. Bambi flinched. It wasn't the first time he had lost his temper, but this felt different, more aggressive, more threatening. Though he never touched her, the energy in the room was heavy, volatile, and frightening. Their young daughter, who had been asleep in another room, woke up crying, which only heightened the chaos. Bambi rushed to comfort the child while Scrappy paced, muttering under his breath, clearly overwhelmed. Friends and family attempted to step in, but the damage had already been done. One of Bambi's close friends, who had been on a video call with her earlier that day, said she sensed trouble brewing even before the fight. She kept saying she was exhausted, the friend revealed. Not physically, but emotionally. She wasn't herself that night. After the confrontation, Bambi took their daughter and locked herself in the bedroom while Scrappy crashed on the couch, still seething but too emotionally drained to continue. The house was silent, yet the air was thick with resentment. By morning, Bambi was gone. No note, no response to his calls or texts, just silence. At first, Scrappy convinced himself she was cooling off and would return once things settled. But hours stretched into days, and soon word spread that something was seriously wrong. Fans noticed the couple had unfollowed each other on social media. Then Bambi posted a vague but telling story that read, "Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is let go." That was all it took for speculation to explode. Blogs ran wild with headlines like "Scrappy and Bambi split. Heated argument ends in breakup." Fans were floored, though not everyone was surprised. "They've seemed off for a while," one commenter wrote, echoing what many had quietly suspected. What was once a love story celebrated on reality TV had now become a cautionary tale of how quickly passion can turn into pain, leaving behind nothing but broken trust, unanswered questions, and a family in pieces. You could just tell something wasn't right. That's how one insider described the tension between Lil Scrappy and Bambi. As the story spread, people quickly picked sides, some defending Scrappy, others standing with Bambi. But no one realized just how close things had come to crossing a dangerous line. What happened behind closed doors was only the beginning. Scrappy, meanwhile, was unraveling. He wasn't just upset, he was wounded. He felt betrayed, like everything he had built with Bambi was slipping away. Confiding in a close friend, he admitted he barely recognized their relationship anymore. "We used to be solid, ride or die," he reportedly said. "Now she looks at me like I'm the enemy." He claimed Bambi had changed since diving deeper into her career, saying fame and stress had made her colder, less forgiving. But those close to Bambi tell a very different story. They say she fought for months to save the relationship, begging him to try therapy, to slow down, to open up, but he refused. As emotions ran high, their families became divided. Bambi's mother stood firmly by her daughter, having never trusted Scrappy from the beginning. "I warned her," she told relatives during a private discussion. "He's too volatile. He's not ready to be a true husband." On the other side, Scrappy's family felt Bambi was exaggerating the situation. They insisted he never laid a hand on her, that he was simply frustrated and needed understanding, not judgment. Their closest friends were caught in the middle, torn between loyalty and honesty. One friend revealed they tried to bring the couple together for a conversation, but it quickly dissolved into chaos. "She was in tears, he was shouting," the friend said. "It was like they were speaking two different languages." Despite attempts to repair the damage, the divide only widened. Scrappy, feeling isolated and unsure of his future, began staying out later, partying more, and drowning himself in distractions to escape the mounting drama. But everywhere he went, people reminded him of Bambi. Even in the club, fans and acquaintances asked the same question. "You good with your girl?" He would shrug, force a smile, and brush it off, but the truth was far different. He was breaking down behind the scenes. Meanwhile, things were getting more serious on Bambi's side. She had quietly started consulting legal advisors. Though she hadn't filed anything yet, the move sent a clear message. The situation was no longer just a fight, it was becoming a crisis. The reality TV world is now reeling after this shocking clash between Lil Scrappy and Bambi came to light. So intense it left fans stunned and the hip-hop community shaken. What began as a private dispute behind closed doors has erupted into a major controversy, fueled by the leak of startling details from a chaotic night that shattered their already fragile relationship. Insiders reveal it wasn't just a normal argument. It was raw, emotional, and deeply personal. There was shouting, broken trust, and a moment so charged that even those present were rattled. Fans are left in disbelief, wondering how things unraveled so quickly for a couple once seen as rock solid. Emotions surged, tempers boiled, accusations flew, and their bond collapsed in front of shocked onlookers. Now everyone is asking the same questions. What really happened between Lil Scrappy and Bambi? What was said? Who pushed too far? And most importantly, is there any chance of reconciliation after such a painful and public fallout? The betrayal, the heartache, and the aftermath have fueled endless speculation, leaving fans desperate for answers. What's certain is this: you won't believe what truly went down that night. It all began on what seemed like an ordinary afternoon, but no one could have predicted it would spiral into one of the most talked about dramas in recent memory. For months, Scrappy and Bambi had been navigating a rough patch, but no one foresaw the storm about to break. The tension had been simmering beneath the surface, like a pressure cooker ready to explode, and when it did, it rocked their entire world.